Hey everybody, I'm Adam. You can't see, but I always
And I'm
look
Michael.
away, and then I spin toward my microphone.
And I normally don't look at you because you're going to do some stupid shit. And today I did.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about Spider-Man: Far From Home, because we're born in Ohio. So, what do you think about these naming conventions for these Spider-Man movies
They're
so far?
fucking terrible. I hate them.
Homecoming, Far From Home. What's the next one going to be called?
You know what they sound like to me?
Almost Home.
They sound like those stupid dog movies they keep putting out.
Oh yeah.
That's
The
what
Purpose of a Dog.
Yeah, it drives me fucking crazy. I hate it.
Okay, so I have not seen this.
Yeah.
Michael has. For those of you that don't know, Spider-Man is kind of Michael's dude. That's his superhero.
It's my superhero.
Mine's Batman. We won't get into a who's better situation, because in reality, like, anybody with superpowers can kill Batman. I don't give a fuck. But I think before you get into your review,
Yeah.
even though I haven't seen this movie, I think I know the plot.
Okay.
I think it's The Incredibles. I think Mysterio is the bad guy from The Incredibles, faking it till he makes it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, I mean, come on. No one thinks Mysterio is a fucking good guy.
He's
And
never
if they
been.
do,
Yeah.
they're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
It's all an illusion. Elementals, illusion. I don't even know if the multiverse is real. I think they're fucking with me with that. And it's all a fucking ruse, because like he's stepping in. He's like he's that kid from fucking Incredibles that grew up to be a dick. Yeah. And Spider-Man falls for it because he's looking for a new fucking father figure, like somebody to look up to that could be his new Tony Stark, to give him hugs.
Yeah.
And of course, at some point Mysterio's like, guess what, guys? Ta-da! I'm fucking David Copperfield with a huge budget. And then, he has to fight him and stuff.
You don't have to see the movie.
Now, as someone who, like, we'll get in, like, I'm giving Michael the clear to give me spoilers, because as we were discussing before we hit record, Endgame has just got me burnt to a crisp on these movies. Like, I know everyone, so many people that just love the movie. I thought it was shit.
I thought it was total shit. Yeah.
I think it's weird because I think that movie's shit, but I'm happy for their success because they put a decade into this.
Yes.
And no one else has done that before. So I can appreciate the achievement that they achieved, for lack of better terming there. And I think that's well deserved, but I think Infinity War deserved the praise, or the more. That was a much better film.
It was.
Okay, but continue. Give me some of this Spider-Man Far From Home.
So this film begins, there's a 5-year blip because Parker was dead.
Yeah, how did he how did he get a passport?
So the world advanced. They talk about it. The world advanced 5 years, and then he's just 5 years younger.
Can I interject for just a second?
Yeah.
And just by happenstance, all of his classmates also were blipped?
They never mention that, but it has to be that way because they're all
convenient.
Yeah, isn't it convenient? So stupid. Anyway,
they should have made MJ like be 5 years older, and he's like trying to get that older tail.
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah,
they at least would have made it a little more interesting that way. Although I do like this version
of MJ.
Although I will always love the classic.
Yeah,
but I kind of like but she's a little too dark gothy for me. I don't mean the way she looks. I mean the character they've created for her.
Yeah, they made her kind of like don't give a shit type person.
And it gets worse in this one.
Okay.
She's all like, death, suicide, not herself, but just doesn't seem to give a shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess there's suddenly this European vacation for school. You know how schools will do that shit.
Yeah.
Except the whole fucking class can afford to go, I guess.
Maybe it's like government finance. Like they're like, these kids have missed 5 years and
Yeah.
whoa.
But the film begins not with Spider-Man at all. With Samuel L. Jackson.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury and his sidekick woman. I don't even know why she's in these movies.
Maria Hill.
I like her from the show, but that's about it.
Okay.
Anyway, of them, there's a battle and like they show up to this desert thing and there's just fucking basically the Sandman, but it's not the Sandman. It's an elemental sand. It's the Earth version. And that's when they introduce Mysterio before anything. He lands and he's like, you don't want any of this. You see in the trailer. And he starts fighting this Sandman.
Yeah.
Well,
they should have had a little cameo for Thomas Hayden Church.
They should have, but now Kevin Feige has been very...
Is that how you say his name?
I'm guessing.
I have no idea. I always thought him like Feige.
Something.
Phage.
He says that is not Sandman. That is not...
That is an elemental...
That is an elemental...
doodad.
That looks like Sandman. Yes.
Yeah.
But...
it's the Mummy.
Or it's the Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's how they introduce it. Then they pop over to Parker, and Parker's decided he does not want to take his costume. He's going to take a real vacation on this thing. Even though his Aunt May now knows he's Spider-Man, they don't explain why.
Okay.
They never mention why she knows, but she knows. And
okay.
Anyway, so they go on this vacation, and of course, Nick Fury's been trying to get a hold of him the whole time. I'm not ruining anything for you, by the way.
No.
He's been trying to get a hold of him.
Like I said, I don't care about spoilers. So
Tony Stark is dead, and they need a new person to take his place. And
they picked him.
Right. Makes no sense. He's an actual teenager in these films, so...
Why when they pick Smart Hulk?
And he's still... Right. And he still acts like a teenager in these films, which this is really wearing on me, too. That's one of my complaints. I'm like, can we just get to a more adult version, please?
Well, I mean, that...
At least put his ass in college.
I can't fault them for that because, I mean, given the plot line, that's all they could do. Like, since he got blipped.
I know. I'm just saying I'm getting sick of teenage Peter Parker.
It's only been 2 movies.
Yeah, but I dealt with Tobey Maguire as a teenage. Like,
well, that was just funny because that dude was not a teenager.
Yeah, right.
Like,
and Andrew Garfield, you know.
Don't you miss those movies?
When
like Robert De Niro could play a teenager. And nobody questioned it.
Nobody
cared.
You're right, yeah. But anyway, since Nick Fury was trying to get a hold of him, and Peter Parker is trying to take a break, he does not take his calls.
You don't ignore Nick Fury.
So Nick Fury gets pissed, shows up, and takes over their vacation. Basically redirects the whole vacation to go fight these elementals. And he introduced Parker to Mysterio.
Yeah.
And anyway, what was really clever about this, and this is a minor spoiler. I mean, it's a minor. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, it's not going to ruin the film for you because...
I don't care.
Okay.
I've already said it a few times. I don't care.
Okay. This is not going to ruin the film for anybody. And if you can't figure out that Mysterio is actually a villain, you're an idiot. He's always been a villain. But anyway, so as you know, he's been using illusions. But what they don't tell you this whole time is why he's able to... So I kept thinking right at first, I'm seeing this stuff. I'm like, this is silly because I know he's a villain. And as soon as they leave this whole scene and the illusion goes away, you're going to see there's been no destruction to anything. It's all an illusion. And stuff would go away. And I'm like, this story's not going to work out. This is stupid. I kept thinking as the movie went along. Well, then they show you what he's been doing once they confirm that he's a villain. Tony Stark sends these glasses to Peter before he dies. And it allows him to use all of Tony Stark's tech conveniently. Everything. Satellite weaponry, fucking everything.
Okay.
And they're all with these glasses. So all he's got to do is put on these glasses and he can say, hey, Siri, or whatever the fuck thing name was. And he can control shit. And he's able to tap into people's phones and all kinds of stupid ass bullshit.
I like in your world, like Siri is in his glasses.
Well, he goes, hey, Alexa, or what the fuck, I forget what the name of it is. Okay, it's not Jarvis, you know.
Yeah, Jarvis is
Anyway,
gone.
So what Mysterio has done is he used to work for Tony Stark, and they literally trace back cleverly and pinpoint all these people that are helping him. All of them work for Stark in some way, shape, or form. And they show them in all the different stuff from the past. And it was quick and clever, but they've all linked in. He created this illusion technology using drones. So the drones could create whatever you wanted to in front of you, and it was just an illusion. But he also has separate drones which look the same. So he's got some that are projecting everywhere, and they all fly together. They can program to do whatever they want.
And the other ones are doing like the actual environmental damage.
Burst hit, like with air or force or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see an elemental hit something, those are hidden inside, and they actually show you inside of them, like he does a whole fight. It's really fucking smart. It's clever.
Yeah.
So these things are in there just going on a trigger point of when that thing's going to hit and do whatever. So I loved that idea of taking, because the whole thing with Mysterio for most of the comics and cartoon, everything is completely an illusion.
Yeah.
Nothing ever was really happening. Now they'll do that too in this film, which is fun. Kind of. But do you remember, of course you do, the Batman game? I want to say it was the first one. When he's
Arkham?
in this, yeah, it's either in the first one or the second one when he's fighting Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarecrow does a gas thing to him, and then he's in a Scarecrow kind of world. No matter where he goes, Scarecrow gets really big, and he can change the environment and stuff. They basically took that idea and the stylism of that whole thing, which I thought was super cool in the games, and just applied it all to Spider-Man's Mysterio thing when there's a battle sequence, which was it was cool. There's some creepy kind of cool thing they did with Iron Man and stuff. Anything that's important to Peter is being displayed in a bad way. That whole sequence is super cool, although it's completely borrowed. But whatever.
That's fine. Same kind of character.
Same kind of character. Gyllenhaal is great. Of course he is. But the whole reason for Mysterio wanting to act like a superhero, it's kind of stupid to me. Like what they're all working for. They're trying to establish themselves as a new need type deal thing, so they can get some credit and some money back and for all the stuff that they were never recognized for, basically.
So he's looking for recognition.
Yes.
So he wants to be like a superhero for hire?
Yeah, superhero for hire, and they would create all the stuff that they're battling.
Okay.
And so people think that they need them, and they can create whatever the fuck they want, theoretically, because they just program it to look and whatever. He's got his team, and they send those drones out, which can completely cloak themselves also.
So what was his plan for when, like, an actual threat came, and they were like, hey,
they don't even mention
Mysterio,
that.
man.
Yeah.
We need your help. And he's like, nah, sorry, bro. I don't do alien invasions.
Right. They didn't think that far. I mean, honestly, because
that's also assuming that the government would pay you to do this.
Yeah. Where's they don't mention that they don't really fully mention that it's all for the money, but it is what it is. They're hoping to get recognition and some sort of funding. I think more of that's what they were going for, is
the funding. Okay, well that I feel like that makes a little more sense, because I'm sure the Avengers were government funded at one point.
But no one ever knows that Mysterio has a team through the entire film. Even when it ends, they only know about Mysterio. They don't know about anybody else that was behind the scenes doing this shit. Mm-hmm. So.
Whoa.
Sorry about that. I don't know, man. There were some bright spots in this movie that I was like, that's cool. But I don't love the movie. And I love Spider-Man. This is kind of like I loved the Vulture. I thought the first movie was better. Vulture was done really well. Mysterio is done very well. I just want something more mature and cooler. I want it cooler, Mix Venom-ish a little bit and make it a little darker,
Well, I mean, they said that they're leaving the door open to have Venom and him cross over.
These are too kid-friendly. I needed a little darker. I needed the way Amazing Spider-Man, where it was going before that second film fucked the whole franchise. I needed to go that way. It was getting, they start with the lizard.
I never saw that second one.
Oh, it is bad.
It looked like shit. So
The
I
problem
refused.
is the stuff they had in there, the elements, some really great things. And I
Mm-hmm.
loved Andrew Garfield, and I loved Emma Stone, and I loved
Yeah.
the new Goblin in it. I liked all of the way it looked. But man, the way they did Electro and the story, it was just fucked.
Electro, like the way they were doing that character looked like Batman and Robin levels of bad.
Yeah. And he was really stupid, like not intelligent wise, but he was real.
Yeah.
The whole until he becomes Electro, and that's why he hates Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was his hero, and Spider-Man couldn't talk to him and kind of blew him off one time, and that's all it took.
Yeah. That's like when you met Bruce Campbell and you did that stupid pose because he was like, "All right, let's give it to him," or whatever he fucking said.
I was waiting for
And you, like,
arm around hug.
You put up your dukes and you look like a deer caught in headlights. That's like you saying like he made me look like an idiot, and now you're trying to kill Bruce Campbell
That's
for
right.
it.
Thank you. That is exactly what needs to be done. I was trying to think of some way I could make up for the fool he made me look like.
We can pitch this movie idea to him.
That's a good idea.
Somebody would fund it.
Somebody would fund it. You're right.
Because like you're not a professional actor.
Right. Oh wait. Whoa.
When you've never gotten paid. That's what I mean by
God.
professional. You're an actor, just
Oh,
not professional.
Thank you. Yeah.
So your wage would be dirt cheap. Bruce Campbell's got to be relatively cheap these days.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, give us $2 million. We'll make this movie. It'll be great.
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be funny.
I will
Especially when he takes
say-
my little short body and throws me around like a rag doll, 'cause he's way
Yeah.
bigger than I am.
Yeah. I'll give the art directors and whatnot a lot of credit for keeping Mysterio pretty comic accurate.
Very happy about
Because that's
that.
it's kind of a ridiculous.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got like that
it is.
fishbowl head.
I thought for sure they weren't going to do it.
Although he kind of looked like, like Thor if he got his head stuck in a fishbowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess that's kind of what he looks like anyway. But
I like
give
that
him credit.
I like that they didn't buff him out. Like he didn't work out a lot to look whatever. He's just a normal, skinny kind of dude in the suit, and he looks that way. And yes, I mean, look, I would tell anybody go see the movie. I mean, it's fun. It's just I'm just so burnt out, and I'm so like I like Tom Holland as Peter Parker, and I like he looks like a Spider-Man. He does.
Yeah, he does.
He does his own stunts for the most part too, flipping all over the fucking place. Cool.
Yeah.
But man, I want something more mature. Like, give me something.
Well, I think he's contracted for 3 films with Sony and 3 films with Marvel. He's already completed his 3 films with Marvel.
Yeah.
So he's got 1 more with Sony, and you know they're going to re-up him. And if they keep using him, I mean, they're naturally going to get to that.
Yeah.
At least they should. But I understand you want it now.
I do. You know, do you want me to spoil a little something for you?
Sure.
After there's 2 end credit parts.
Is any of it trying to set up the next shit
Kinda.
moving forward?
Well, the next shit for Spider-Man for sure, because
Okay.
Mysterio,
Does
the
he-
whole time when he was doing the final fight, his team was recording the stuff and switching stuff, and he tells the world that Peter Parker's Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and they display it on the news. But what was great was Jonah Jameson.
I saw like a. I saw. A
and they
clip
got
of that.
him back for it because he is perfect.
He is, but now he's kind of like an Alex Jones.
Well, they've got-
internet.
Kind
guy.
of. Well, they kind of, but they did that in the cartoon. What he did, they did it in the cartoon, and he got his head shaved back and stuff, and he looks. He's great. I love that they did that with him. That was a nice little surprise.
It doesn't surprise me that they did the Peter Parker reveal because
And they make him a villain, just like they did Dark Knight,
Okay.
kind of ish, and not the same. It was actually kind of similar to the way they did the Dark Knight. It made it look like Spider-Man was doing all the stuff and killed somebody.
Okay.
They kind of do that.
Interesting. It doesn't surprise me the reveal because Peter Parker revealed himself in Civil War in the comics.
Right, but it wasn't until then, and it bothers me. It bothers me. His biggest thing is keeping his identity because he doesn't want his Aunt May hurt.
Right.
All this shit. Like, it's always been.
I
Like,
wouldn't
his
want
major...
Marissa to may hurt either. She's an attractive lady.
She is.
Yeah. That was one of my biggest complaints with that first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because he like showed his face or like to like four people, and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
And there was like 4 times during this film before where he's just like, security sees his costume in the bag and he's like, oh no, I just and then they act like they don't know, and somebody else, and then he reveals who he is to MJ, who was guessing, and then he confirmed it, but she didn't really know. Mm-hmm. he's just way too open to be like, yeah. He, after his first battle with Mysterio as his buddy, as a fighting thing, when they were fighting against the elementals, they just go to a bar, and he's just in his Nick Fury black costume with his mask off, just sitting at a bar with a bunch of people, Mysterio having a drink while he has some soda.
Well, nobody knows.
But he's wearing the same fucking thing that they were just in the public fighting, the exact same costume except no mask, and Mysterio's in full blown Mysterio costume, without the fishbowl, just sitting there. Like, you're telling everybody who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
It was just stupid to me.
Let me go back. So, no multiverse, right?
Correct. It was all made. It was
fucking idiots.
Well, he said that to make it look like he was from another universe.
Yeah.
And these elementals, that's why nobody saw them before, came from his universe, which fit his storyline.
Yeah.
And no, they were nothing.
The thing about that is, in Marvel, there definitely is a multiverse, right?
Yes.
So to do a fake out, it's going to be hard to bring that back, because that's the only way I thought that they could bring in the X-Men eventually one day, is having the mutants be from a multiverse.
I thought that would fit nicely.
Yeah, because they can't just be like, oh, now there's mutants.
Yeah.
In our world.
Well, yeah, they don't really say that there isn't a multiverse. They just eventually show that he's not from some multiverse. He actually is from here and worked with Stark.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah.
So, what would you give it for a grade?
I hate to say B-, but I want to say give it a B, just because the cool stuff was cool. I mean, it was cool. I'm just sick of this type of. I want something darker. I want like the boys, or what do they call the boys, like the Amazon Prime.
Is that out yet?
It comes out, I think, next Friday. That looks great.
We can't say how dark that is yet, but
dude,
it
you've
does
seen the
look
trailers,
good.
right?
Yeah.
So you saw the Flash guy run right through somebody by accident, and just rip her apart.
Yeah, she blew up.
Yes, it's so good.
I saw like Carl Urban uses a baby, shoots lasers out of its eyes.
This is what I want, man.
Well, I mean, that's darker material, and the hope was that, Deadpool, Logan was gonna kind of bring back a resurgence in rated R comic book films. I mean, Blade did it. I don't know how long ago was that.
Yeah, when that started, and they started off with it.
That movie, the first Blade movie, still holds up.
Oh, I agree.
Really, really well.
Yeah,
and it's like some of these movies deserve to be rated R, and there's an audience for it. So fucking make it.
Yeah.
I thought Logan was easily the best X-Men film.
Oh yeah. I completely agree.
So it's like, okay, learn a lesson. But now Disney has everything. They said they're going to keep Deadpool rated R. We'll see how that actually works out.
How that goes, yeah.
Part of me would be like, I'd hope Ryan Reynolds would be like, you're taking away the rated R? They're like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I can see him doing that too. I can really see him doing that. And
he shouldn't have a contract with Disney. He had a contract with Fox, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I have no idea how the politics of that works. If, Fox sold their assets, does that contract still apply? I don't think it should, because he signed on to work with Fox, not Disney.
Yeah.
But who knows? He also might just want that money.
I don't see him not with this character. Anything else? Anybody else? Sure.
Yeah,
but he
given
seems
how
so-
much time he
yeah.
like put into getting that film made,
Yeah.
I would think he would bail if it was not what he wanted it to be.
You see the creator is trying to push for Cable to get his own spinoff for his own character, his own franchise.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
To me, Cable only works when he's paired with somebody like Deadpool, because
Yeah.
Cable's like the straight man. Like he needs somebody to like fuck with him.
Yes.
And,
Otherwise,
like,
otherwise
and
he's
bounce
Arnold.
him out.
He's Arnold in Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise.
Or Arnold in Terminator, pretty much.
Well, yeah. That. Too.
He
Yeah.
basically is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we got through that pretty quick.
We did.
Yeah. Which
Did you see that Raimi said that they're working on a Evil Dead 4? Like he said this past week.
an Evil
Another
Evil
idea.
Dead project.
And if he can talk Bruce into doing it, that would be great. But he's prepared if Bruce won't unretire to move forward with something else.
Yeah. If it happened, I think it'd be great. I think they'd have a little more success.
Give me one more with Ash that it's an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Just give me one more, Bruce. After the fool you made of me.
Bruce, because you listened to this fucking podcast from a couple dudes in the Midwest. Well, he's from Michigan.
That's right. He owes me.
Yeah. I go to Michigan all the time. I contribute to your economy.
You are there. You're like there every other fucking weekend.
That's not true. Speaking of which, we have been gone for a few weeks.
Was it a few?
Yeah,
Feels
we
more like-
missed at least 2 or 3.
I think it's 2 max.
The last movie we talked about was Rocket Man, and that,
Rocket Man.
I mean, that was a good movie.
Was.
Yeah, unannounced. Shit happens. Suck our dicks. I don't know. I had a wedding in Michigan. I was gone for like 5 days.
And then I was gone.
Then you were gone.
Yeah.
And,
We're allowed
nobody
vacations.
sent us a message.
We're allowed vacations.
Nobody seemed to miss us. So I think the fault is with you guys.
I agree.
Yeah. Motivate us to make content for you. I definitely am not going to see Spider-Man in theater. I'll see it eventually.
You should see it. I
mean, I will see it, but just I'm not in any rush.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see Crawl. I didn't realize that came out Friday. It got good reviews.
A couple of the reviewers I follow on YouTube were like, you know what? It was just a good old-fashioned 90-minute horror movie. And that's like, I was like, that's just something I need every like once or twice a year. I just need a movie like that.
Yeah, I agree. I need that too.
Yeah. So considering we've been gone for a while, you got anything going on?
No, my son is starting college, so I'm just
That's a big deal.
dealing with that schedule. And
Yeah.
no, I've got nothing. I've been doing fucking yard work. Just lots of yard work. I haven't even been writing. I haven't done shit because I've been so fucking busy with running somebody somewhere or digging holes.
All right. That sounds good.
You? Where's that Death Star?
It's the Millennium fucking Falcon. You know what it is, you asshole. Well, like I said, busy with that wedding that I ended up doing video of.
Are you fucking sick? Did you know you're going to?
I was requested like the week before.
How much did they pay you?
Nothing.
Motherfuckers.
When the bride is your sister-in-law, you kind of, you just kind of do.
What nice bottle of liquor did you get for doing it then?
I didn't get any nice
This
bottle
is
liquor.
bullshit. You need to go key some fucking cars, buddy.
I might get some kind of thank you in the future. I mean, they just got married and they're on their honeymoon right now.
You need to take your keys, go to the back of their car, scrape in, marry this, and have an arrow pointing at the fucking exhaust pipe.
You're an interesting man.
They owe you.
Anywho, the one positive, that wasn't negative, but the positive thing that I've been doing for myself is I've been creating a logo for my
Yes.
art channel that I promise, no matter how much I talk about it, it will become a thing eventually. And I think I've wrapped that up.
Yeah,
I'm just going to create the assets for my channel. Then I have to just start making content. Other than that, my AC broke.
It doesn't feel that bad.
Well, dude
Luckily.
was like, he filled up the thing with refrigerant.
Oh, okay.
To get us through till the install on Tuesday. And that thing has a capacity for 10 pounds. He put 5 pounds in it. It was like fucking half capacity. So there's a big ass leak in the coil probably. So he's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm like, you don't got to tell me, bud. But yeah, that's...
So you'll be working corners for a few nights.
No.
Dude, those things are so fucking expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah. It's like a used car.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the car you got your kid.
No. That car was $1,900.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a few of those cars.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the thing to fucking die. I'm just hoping it doesn't.
All right. Well, I think that catches everybody back up to the situation at hand.
Mm-hmm. What's the situation at hand?
With us, you motherfucker. Like, that gets people caught up with where we are at.
You were stared at me with a long pause.
Because that's your goddamn cue to fucking end the show.
When you don't say anything, but I think that catches us up to the thing, and then you just stare at me. I don't know if I'm supposed to grab my cock or what. By the way, that was for you,
Why would you do that?
Mark said I talk about dicks too much.
Oh, well.
Well, until next time, thank you for listening. Because we're born in Ohio.
Nothing clever?
I was going to say something. I was going to say more
gross to
dicks.
say?
I was going to say more dick stuff just to piss Mark off.
Something's fucking wrong with
dick
you.
stuff.
Yeah, dick stuff. Yeah.